Back at it, Cybersec-ish, layer one, physical layer. Today's focus is going to be on cabling, structured cabling, the basics of the physical layer. Without the cable, we have nothing here on the internet. I mean, it is what it is. So cabling is monitored, it's regulated by, well, I guess it's not really regulated by, but it's the structured cable is, specifications are regulated by the Electronics Industry Alliance and the Telecommunications Industry Association. These two organizations are lobbyists for the manufacturers of cable. Lobbyists, okay? So they protect the interest of the cable makers, basically. I mean, come on. What do lobbyists do? That's how they're making their money, right? So we're not getting political in this show, so it is what it is. Okay, so the EIA and TIA published their first real standard for cabling back in 1995. They've had two addendums to that, one in 1999 and one in 2002. So these cabling, we've all seen the blue cabling if you're working in office space. That big bundles of the blue cabling, that's Cat5 cabling. So let's say you have office space, okay? Within an office space, you have what's called the building entrance. That's where the external cabling trunk comes in to the building and terminates there in a closet where you have massive telecommunications devices depending upon the size of that building, right? So that's your gateway. That closet is the gateway to the internet, okay? So that main closet will then distribute internet access to the entire building, as well as if you have other campuses within the building, within the same vicinity. Now, it has to be within a certain geographic vicinity to run cable to those other buildings also. But for right now, you want to think of that building entrance as where it's like your parking garage where you park your car at. That's how you get in and get out. That's the way you're going to go in and get out, okay? Okay, so from that building entrance, which is that main entrance, again, where your internet access, the pipe comes in, right? To supply the internet access to the building. Then you have equipment rooms. That's where, again, depending upon the size of the building, how many people are there in that building, the types of equipment that's needed, is where you have network servers, routers, switches of that sort to distribute the data, process the data, and store the data there within that closet, equipment room, okay? From that, you also will have telecom closets. Now, telecom closets will be on each floor because cabling only has a specific length that should be utilized to ensure you get proper transmission, okay? So each floor will then have, so let's say you have a building with 54 floors. Each floor will have their own telecom closet because you have cabling that runs from each floor above to distribute that internet access to, again, down to that main closet, the main network room, out to that equipment room or the entrance room where that pipe is, where you come in and you also get to go out. So all that cabling will then run down each floor and terminate in the network equipment room, network server room. And from that point, it goes out to the gateway to the building entrance. From that point, the network server room will go out to the building entrance, which is, again, that entrance point to access, internet access, and it go in and out. Between each floors, between the floors, you have what's called backbone cabling. That backbone cabling is what runs between the floors, and it's usually it's going to be a type of cabling that will support a lot of internet traffic. So it's not going to be one of those small blue cables that you see that runs from the data closet to on each floor to where your receptacle is that you plug into for your own computer, where that plugs into to give you the access, right? So that backbone runs up and down those floors, and then it splits off to provide each floor a separate transfer point, medium point, where it then splits out all the cabling for that floor, okay? Horizontal cabling will run from that closet, that telecom closet, to the various LANs. LANs are local area networks on that floor. So you may have an accounting department, you may have a HR department. You may have a security department, compliance, audit, the CIO office, CEO office. It all runs to those certain various LANs. We'll get into LANs later on. Right now, I'm just talking about the cabling. Okay? So, and then from that patch panel where your computer plugs onto the wall, you have another cable from that cable to your device. That's called a patch cable. Patch cables only have a certain length, about 100 meters, I think it is. So that patch cable then provides you access, which again, let's follow the whole path from the patch cable from your device, from your computer, your laptop, desktop, whatever it is, to the patch cable on the wall, from the wall to the telecom closet up and down the floors to the backbone downstairs to the network closet where you have your switches and routers, whatever that is you have going on there, and from that to the gateway, to the building entrance closet, to where the pipe comes in. The pipe keeps in the pipe, the data pipe. Okay, usually it's probably going to be a fiber. These days it should be fiber. If not, it depends upon the old technology, whatever you have there. But there's going to be a closet where it terminates at. And from that, it goes from outside that, it then goes to the CO or a CO office or wherever that it terminates at. So usually as well, another quick hint, fiber usually runs across or usually runs parallel to the railroad tracks. So think about it. You ever seen all that, those orange signs, those orange little poles, orange signs, orange things along the track? That's fiber. Fiber's gonna always be the color of orange. Cat 5 is always the color blue cable, okay? Those are 2 hints I gotta give to you. Okay, so this is what a Cat 5 cable looks like. This is the cable that you would see usually in most buildings. I'm sure you've all seen this type of cabling, and this is called an RJ45 connector. Hope you can see that well. So all the data that you transmit and receive at some point, more than likely is going to travel through this cable. It's nothing more than a piece of copper cable, okay? But that's how transmission goes through. And what is data transmissions? Ones and zeros. That's all networking computer data is, application data. It's all comes video data, sound, it all comes down to ones and zeros. Those ones and zeros transmit through this cable to the other end, and then boom, you have it through the application process of the different applications. You get to see it transforms those ones and zeros into readable format that you're seeing and hearing right now. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Next video will be a more in-depth look at the Cat 5 cable. I'll show you how to do the crossover cables, what that is, and we'll get more into the specifics of, again, from EIA and TIA, the regulated bodies that will make the standards for the lobbyists that make the standards for the types of cable, okay? So keep learning on. Again, learn some AI. Learn some AI. It's just gonna be an invaluable tool no matter what you're doing in life. AI is gonna be a part of what you're doing, and it will be an experience that you'll have to have. It'll be knowledge that you need to have. This gives you, it opens your eyes to more items, to more tools, to more knowledge. And it's, again, as I stated yesterday, it's here to stay. So learn some AI. Learn AI. Learning AI will definitely benefit you no matter what you're doing. Certain jobs may even be replaced by AI. Certain jobs will be augmented by AI. And you can utilize AI to help make your job more productive as well as more proficient. Learn some AI. Cheers until next time.